From the Ann Arbor Life Real Estate Company in Ann Arbor, Michigan, this is the Market Report Podcast. I'm Peter Sabah, your host and realtor. Episode 5, The Summer Market Playbook. What's next in Washtenaw County? I'm recording today from Dark Horse Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. The grass is green. Open houses buzz with activity, and the market is shifting in subtle ways. Today we dive into what recent data and market patterns are really telling us about Washtenaw County's summer season. First, the squeeze on budgets from persistent interest rates. While rates have softened slightly, many buyers remain cautious, stretching their budgets to their limit. That creates an interesting dynamic. Homes priced smartly with clear value are gathering strong interest. But overpriced homes, even by small margins, are staying on the market longer. The median days on market for homes in Ann Arbor increased 31 days in May of 2025, up 30.9% from a year ago. At the same time, there's a noticeable rise in off-market buyer demand. Buyers are seeking opportunities outside of traditional listings, working with agents and networks to uncover hidden gems. Another key trend, the growing gap between homes that show well and homes that sell well. Presentation matters more than ever. Digital tools like virtual tours, storytelling videos, and targeted social campaigns are helping sellers create that emotional connection early on. Before buyers even schedule a visit, neighborhood marketing is also playing a bigger role. Buyers want to know not just the home, but the lifestyle they're buying into. We're fortunate today to be joined by Scott Roubeck, Community Kitchen Manager at Food Gatherers in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Scott knows a thing or two about finding roots. He grew up in Detroit, ventured out to Chicago, and then chose Ann Arbor to build his life. Here's our conversation. Scott, your work at Food Gatherers puts you in touch with the human side of housing insecurity daily. In your opinion, what should we be talking about more when it comes to real estate and affordability in Washtenaw County? And if you could sit down with every new home buyer moving into Ann Arbor this year, what would you tell them?
We have a great disparity in this community. We have a lot of wealthy people, but also in the county on the other side of town, there are a lot of folks who are living with not enough to pay rent and medical bills and have food. And I think that one of the wonderful things in this town is that not only do all the not-for-profits kind of work together, but they're wonderful places to volunteer. They're very enriching. They're very tied to the community, not just specifically in the service that they're providing, but, in the community around them and the neighborhoods. Have a great system, and so many people I know volunteer for so many organizations, and it's just part of the fabric of making our community strong, helping our neighbors, and feeling really good about where we live and how we take care of the people who live around us.
Scott's insights are a powerful reminder of the broader context of housing in our community. What does a just or inclusive housing future look like to you in a city like Ann Arbor? And what gives you hope about the direction Ann Arbor is headed in? And finally, Scott, what's the story of a meal or a person that still lives with you? One that reminds you why you stayed?
We have so many longtime volunteers, and there are still many that were there before I was. So I have worked with some of these folks for, 17, 18 years at this point. One of the things that we have such loyal volunteers is that it's a really fun environment. We get to be creative. It's very well organized. So many times people come in and say, I've never cooked before, or I never have had any kitchen experience. But it's just, when you get your hands in food, that just makes everything possible. Friendships are made there. People we serve and our volunteers know each other, develop, relationships that way. So it's always nice to see each other, when dinner's being served. And it's just very convivial. And I think that we all know what it's like to struggle, even when you're just hungry and you're not struggling. It's very fulfilling to know that you can create something and serve it to people, that it's more than just food on a plate. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of care, but it also brings the folks that we serve together. And over food, so many of them form their own supportive communities. And I think that just seeing that uplift every day and knowing very clearly the difference you're making because you see it right in front of you. It's just something that resonates with folks, and we have so many that just stay year after year. I have volunteers that are 12, and I have volunteers that are in their 80s. And it's just one of those things where you bring people together and there's a common vision, and there's using their skills and actually using their hands and making things that I think is just very satisfying. And, Food Gatherers has operated at such a high level all these years that everybody realizes the value of their support. Peter, thank you for inviting me onto this podcast, and we'll see you at the kitchen soon. Take care.
If you're planning to enter the market this summer, keep these trends and these profound human insights in your playbook. Scott reminded me that a home is more than a structure. It's a story, one built meal by meal, neighbor by neighbor, a story of resilience, community, and hope, often found in unexpected places, and in cities like Ann Arbor, and yes, even Nashville. That story is changing. It's getting quieter, more intentional, rooted in people, not just property. If you're thinking about making a move or simply looking for a place that feels more like you, we're here. At the Ann Arbor Life, we help people find more than a home. We help them find a life they love. You can listen to more episodes or connect with us at theannarborlife.com. And if you or someone you love has served our community through service or through showing up, we'd like to hear your story too. Until next time, the Ann Arbor Life, 2 Cities, 1 Dream podcast. I'm your host, Peter Sabah, Ann Arbor Realtor. Thanks for joining us today.